Female Cuckolds 4-pack, books 45 to 48. FFM Cuckquean Threesome, BDSM, hot husband sharing, breeding, anal sex erotica collection. Written by Connie Cuckquean, narrated by Sallybeth. The Guest Room, Female Cuckolds 45. Tamara Phillips was excited. She hadn't seen Riley Peters in years. The two were close friends at college, which was where Tamara had met her husband, Mark. Mark and Tamara had built a life for themselves in the nearly 2 decades that followed. They focused on their careers and settled in companies that they each did well in, though both feared they'd lost their sense of adventure in the process. Riley was different. She'd focused on a more spiritually enriching side of life, travelling the globe and letting life come to her. She didn't force anything, and yet somehow found that her yoga business had been fruitful and that her own success was a byproduct of choosing not to follow a set path that most of her friends did after finishing college. Tamara peered out the window to see Riley exiting her Uber. She wore baggy, thin pants, covered in vibrant Asian patterns, and it was clear immediately that she wore no bra beneath her tank top. "She's here," smiled Tamara, looking back at Mark. Mark hadn't been himself since being informed that Riley was coming to stay, and Tamara couldn't imagine why. He forced a smile and stood up to greet Tamara at the door. "Hey, stranger!" beamed Tamara, opening her arm long before Riley had made it up the driveway with her bag. "Let me take that," Mark said, grabbing the backpack, as Tamara and Riley embraced. "You look so well," Tamara said, breathing in the floral smell of Riley's shampoo. "You guys look like you're doing great too," Riley said, looking up at the house. "Come in, we'll give you the tour." "Hi, Mark," Riley said, and she gave Mark a brief hug that he returned limply with one hand. The trio went back inside, and Tamara buoyantly gave Riley the tour, showing her each room and regaling her with the decisions that she and Mark made and how they'd arrived at them. "And here's the guest room," Tamara said finally, presenting the door. Mark was relieved that he could finally put down Riley's bag, and he stepped over the threshold and placed it on the double bed. "It's so spacious," Riley said, entering the room, "and light." "That's one of the things we loved about the house," Tamara said, sidling up to her husband and putting an arm around him. "The way the light comes in is just incredible. But anyway, enough about us. Tell us about you." "Where to begin?" smiled Riley, looking between Tamara and Mark. "With wine," laughed Tamara. "Let's go to the kitchen." Before long, the three of them were a bottle deep around the kitchen island, and Riley had told them of her adventures after college. She'd talked about the relationships she'd had and what she'd learned, the countries she'd visited and the friends she'd met along the way. Tamara had taken a keen and jealous interest. She longed to see more of the world, but had put it second to settling down. "Mark and I always talked about travelling," Tamara said. "When we retire, we're going to see it all." "I couldn't wait that long," Riley said, sipping her Chardonnay. "I got itchy feet." "Mark had that a few times," Tamara teased. "Oh?" probed Riley. "I just took a while to realise what I wanted," he said. "You weren't sure about me, were you?" teased Tamara, winking at Riley. "It's not that, I just— Oh, you're fucking with me." Tamara and Riley started to laugh. "Just teasing," Tamara smiled, and she took a mouthful of wine. I do remember something, though," she said, wagging her fingers. "Didn't you two have a thing at one point?" "A thing," Riley said, though she knew exactly what Tamara was referring to. "At college," Tamara continued. "You two had a thing, I'm sure of it." "Oh, that," said Riley. "That was before you guys." "It was just a bit of fun," Mark said. "Still, it could have all been so different," mused Tamara. "You could be stood where I am, and I could be off travelling the world." "Or Mark could have travelled with me," shrugged Riley. "I don't think I was ready to settle down either way." "And now?" Tamara asked. "I don't think so," answered Riley.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?